Big updates in the trial of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali. That will be a nightmare in this case. Well, we have a huge witness update. This third person is absolutely Somali's true nightmare, and this is the worst case for Ramzi. That third person.
He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney, and this is only going to prolong the entire trial process.
Have you heard of anybody that forgives him here, that really forgives him here in Korea?
Guys, we've got some major updates about Johnny Somali. This time, his upcoming trial is shaping up to be a complete nightmare for him.
Big updates in the trial of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali. That will be a nightmare in this case.
But why is that? Well, as you already know, South Koreans are strongly against Johnny Somali. We've seen this clearly from the petitions demanding he get the harshest punishment possible. And now, brand new witnesses are stepping into the case. Here's the latest development. Another witness has officially come forward against him. If the evidence holds up, then even more years could be added to his sentence. How many exactly? I'll reveal later in the video. But wait, there's even more. You'll be stunned when you hear the update about Johnny Somali's current lawyer. There's a lot to cover today, so don't miss a second. Watch until the end. As I mentioned before, Johnny Somali is facing massive backlash in South Korea, and people there want to make an example out of him. Until now, his actions didn't bring severe consequences, but the public has run out of patience. They're saying no more forgiveness, no more tolerance, and they're sending direct warnings to Johnny Somali.
The reason why I did it is because he was assaulting people in my country. Just by his behavior, just made me feel like furious. Made me go like blind rage just by harassing women and children and elderly people because for its clout. If you want to go around and harass these people just for clout or just do something really stupid in public, get a life.
But here's the shocking part. The story doesn't stop there. A new update just dropped, and it shows that Johnny Somali's trial is becoming his worst nightmare. So far, 3 witnesses were already included. Bong Bong, streamer Young Man, and the woman from the infamous bus incident. But now, one more has been added. And according to lawyer Legal Mindset, this new witness is none other than Jun, the South Korean Navy SEAL officer who once kicked Johnny Somali and even faced legal consequences himself for it. So let's first hear from Legal Mindset, and then I'll break it all down.
Well, we have a huge witness update. So the next trial is October 29th, and it's going to be witness testimony. Witness. It's going to be crazy. And we already know that there were going to be 2 witnesses there, Bong Bong and Youngman. But now we have official confirmation that there will be actually 3 witnesses. And this has been confirmed by the court filings. So who is this third person? Well, this third person is absolutely Somali's true nightmare. And this is the worst case for Ramzi. That third person is none other than Dalgun. None other than the SEAL, the underwater demolition team member, which is essentially the Korean.
Did you hear that? I warned you this case would spiral into a disaster for Johnny Somali. Yes, it's even worse than before. Another witness means more testimony, more evidence, and possibly fresh charges. Who knows how much bigger this could get? Right now, the case isn't just about backlash anymore. It's turning into something massive. I already told you that Johnny's defense strategy likely won't hold up, and now Legal Mindset has explained exactly how the case could shift after Dalen officially got involved.
Somali, has been trying to bury this guy maliciously in civil lawsuits, but he's actually had all of his law fines paid off, all of his stuff paid off. There was a very generous donation by Donut Operator that I helped facilitate that essentially paid everything off that Somali tried to bury him with. Somali talks tough and says, I don't call the cops, I don't rat, blah, blah, blah. He immediately reported this when he immediately went after him. And he's been dedicated, Dalgun is dedicated to bringing down Somali. He's always been helpful with the proceedings. And the most important thing is he's not going to be scared by Somali and his gang. Now, Somali and his gang tried to scare Bong Bong. I think, Youngman's not really going to be scared either, but it's really not going to work with Dalgun. Dalgun is not going to bend the knee. He's not going to flinch. He doesn't have dirt on him. He's pretty...
So from what Legal Mindset just shared, the conclusion is clear. Johnny Somali is finished. There's no way he makes it out of this. Yes, you heard right. Even the witnesses aren't afraid of him anymore. And why is that? Well, remember when Daljan called out Johnny Somali before? He made it clear that Johnny's behavior was deeply offensive and that South Koreans, himself included, would never forgive such clout-chasing antics. Johnny thought he could exploit Korea for attention, but people like Daljin proved that kind of disrespect comes with serious consequences.
When did you figure out that it was not a real apology and it was a insincere apology?
이제 조니 소말리가 그러고 이제 나갔거든요. 사과하고 이제 나갔는데 V하고 막 이런 사진들이 엄청 많더라고요. 라이브 스트리밍에 잡혔는데 그런 거 보고 얘는 아직도 진짜 정신 못 차렸구나. 우리가 속았구나라고 그때 느꼈어요.
Did many of your fans also feel the same way as you?
모든 한국인들이 그러지 않을까요? 제 생각에는 그래요.
Have you heard of anybody that forgives him here, that really forgives him here in Korea?
아니요.
So guys, after hearing from Daljin, it's obvious the entire country of South Korea is furious with Johnny Somali. And honestly, when you look at what he did, I'd say his current punishment is still lighter than what he really deserves. He should be facing even more right now. As you know, Johnny's current charges could already put him in prison for up to 12 years. But experts say if stronger evidence surfaces, or if new witnesses step up with more damaging testimony, Johnny could get an additional 2 to 5 years. On top of that, Korean authorities are reviewing petitions and possible extra charges. Since Johnny has already pleaded guilty, things look even worse. At this point, he's not just in trouble, he's setting himself up for even more trouble. And with the kind of reckless person Johnny is, many wonder if he might lash out at South Koreans again just to stir up chaos. Honestly, he might. Every time Johnny faced setbacks before, he and his allies only caused more problems. But can he really pull that off this time? The truth is no. His money is gone, and so far has only been surviving thanks to Han QS support. But that's not guaranteed to last. With the court now leaning toward the maximum penalty, Johnny's chances of escaping are almost zero.
His circumstances, that does not make sense whatsoever because he's ran out of money. He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney. And this is only going to prolong the entire trial process and make his sentencing even harsher because he's not pleading guilty.
Just like Atosi said, Johnny Somali is destroying himself with his own actions. Even though the evidence is stacked against him, he still refuses to plead guilty. Why? Because Johnny insists he's innocent, claiming he did nothing wrong. But it doesn't stop there. He has repeatedly threatened both the South Korean people and their courts. This arrogance is only digging his grave deeper and shows that Johnny Somali is ruining his life one step at a time.
I've been in foreign prison before, and if I have to do it again, I will.
I'm a VIP in this country. I'm a United States citizen. I'm a VIP. They cannot allow an American citizen to die in South Korea. Do you understand what Trump would do?
Giving me, really what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I've been through a lot of shit.
And it's not only about the South Koreans. I believe it's time for the black community to take a stand against Johnny Somali too. He openly admits his behavior and even seems proud of it.
No, definitely CX is super. CX is super, but I'm racist, so you know what I mean? I would think I would fit in there.
Did you see that? As you know, whenever Johnny Somali gets into trouble, he hides behind his black ethnicity as a shield. But now he's admitting his wrongdoing openly, which is outrageous. It's time for the black community to speak out against this kind of behavior. But before we go further, here's another big update. Remember I said I'd tell you about his lawyer? Well, according to Legal Mindset, there's news about whether Johnny Somali's lawyer really resigned. Many are claiming he stepped down. But is that true? Let's hear directly from Legal Mindset.
He has not resigned. There's some fake channels and fake news and other stuff like that are putting that out there. He is still the attorney of record. When you step down, that has to be a court filing, or if there's a switch in attorney. He has not changed his representation. He has not stepped down. If he does step down, I would know immediately because they would have to.
So right now, Johnny Somali is facing even more trouble, but it's still unclear whether he'll back down. He hasn't entered a plea yet and is trying to come up with a new plan with his lawyer. So there's still a chance Johnny Somali might attempt something that could give this case a new twist. What do you think?